Welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing with AI. I'm your host Rohit Shetty, a marketer with 18 years of experience helping brands use AI, data, and strategy to scale smarter. Today, we are diving into a topic that separates average marketers from transformative leaders: data driven storytelling. Or, in simple words, how do you turn raw data into a compelling story that educates, inspires action, and converts? Anyone can show a dashboard. Very few can translate data into a narrative that influences decisions, wins customers, and drives revenue. By the end of this episode, you will know how to make your data speak in a way your audience cannot ignore. Numbers do not move people, stories do. But when you blend data with story, you no longer just inform your audience, you influence them. According to a Stanford research study by Chip and Dan Heath, stories are 22 times more memorable than facts alone. Imagine what happens when your facts are wrapped inside the right story. Why data fails to influence people? Let me start with the truth most marketers hate admitting. Most data presentations fail. Not because the data is wrong, but because the narrative is missing. Think of the last time someone showed you a slide full of charts and said, "As you can see, the numbers are up." Did that inspire you to take any action? Probably not. Gartner reported that 74% of business leaders do not trust their marketing data enough to make decisions. Not because the data is inaccurate, but because it is not communicated with clarity and context. 1. Data without context confuses. 2. Data without narrative bores. 3. Data without meaning gets ignored. To win attention today, your data must speak in a language people feel, not just understand. The formula to turn data into story. Here is a simple framework I use when transforming data into influence. Let me break the data into DATA. With step D, I define the problem. What is the tension or pain point? With step A, analyze the inside. What does the data reveal? The truth or pattern. With step T, translate into meaning. Why does it matter? What is the implication? And finally, with step A, activate recommended action. What should the audience do with this insight? Let me give you a real example. A B2B SaaS platform found that 42% of leads dropped off in the first 10 seconds of the sign-up funnel. Most teams would present the number and say, "We need to improve funnel conversion." Here is the storytelling version using the data framework. Define. Prospects abandon sign-ups early because the value is unclear upfront. Analyze. 42% drop in 10 seconds signals clarity and friction are the core issue. Translate. This means users are confused before they experience value, which blocks growth. Activate. We need to reposition the hero copy and reduce fields to 3. Test a value first version of the landing page. The difference is the second version leads to action. Let us talk about real-world examples of data-driven storytelling. Let us take Spotify as an example. Spotify got users to share their personal listening analytics publicly. Not by showing charts, but by telling a personalized story. Each user receives a narrative like, "You spent 2,156 minutes with Taylor Swift this year. Looks like this was the era of heartbreak healing." Spotify turned private data into a social story that influences behavior and increases loyalty. Result: Spotify Wrapped drove a 21% increase in app shares according to Spotify's newsroom and became a global cultural moment. As another example, Airbnb's storytelling with data during travel recovery. Post-pandemic, travel was recovering slowly. Instead of showing occupancy charts, Airbnb told a story. Insight: families were booking stays longer than 28 days. Narrative used by CEO Brian Chesky during investor call. People are no longer just traveling, they are living on Airbnb. This shifted investor perception, positioned Airbnb as a lifestyle platform, and led to a 13% stock rise following the earnings narrative. In 2020, Google did not publish complex reports. It summarized human behavior through search trends. Example insight: searches for how to make bread at home grew by 500%. Narrative: people were trying to regain control and comfort during uncertainty. The data told a story about human psychology, not keywords. What is the secret ingredients of good data storytelling? There are three key elements. 1. Humanize the data. Connect the insight to a human need, belief, or behavior. 2. Use contrast. People understand the world through comparison. Example: users who use feature A complete onboarding 3 times faster. This gives the data meaning. 3. Visual only what matters. According to the Nielsen Norman Group, the human brain can process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. Do not decorate. Use visuals to clarify. How to use AI to craft data storytelling at scale. This is where AI becomes a game changer. Tools like ChatGPT for narrative structuring, Tableau, or Power BI for insight pattern detection, Looker, GA4, and Mixpanel for cohort storytelling, Midjourney or Canva AI to visualize data with storyboards AI can help you. Convert dashboards into narratives in seconds. Tailor the story for different audiences. Generate emotional hooks and metaphors around the numbers. But remember, AI supports your storytelling. It does not replace the human insight. Don't forget the recent Deloitte fiasco. If there is one message you take from this episode, let it be this. 1. Your audience does not need more data. 2. They need meaning. 3. They need clarity. 4. They need a story that guides them to the right action. Data proves the story. The story moves the decision. If you master this skill, you will elevate your influence as a marketer, a leader, and a communicator. If you found this episode valuable, share it with someone who presents data often but struggles to make it stick. Next episode, we will dive into how to build AI-powered dashboards that tell stories without needing a presenter in the room. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. In 2020, Google did not publish complex reports. It summarized human behavior through search trends. Example insight: searches for how to make bread at home grew by 500%. Narrative: people were trying to regain control and comfort during uncertainty. The data told a story about human psychology, not keywords. What is the secret ingredients of good data storytelling? There are three key elements. 1. Humanize the data. Connect the insight to a human need, belief, or behavior. 2. Use contrast. People understand the world through comparison. Example: users who use feature A complete onboarding 3 times faster. This gives the data meaning. 3. Visual only what matters. According to the Nielsen Norman Group, the human brain can process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. Do not decorate. Use visuals to clarify.